Good evening, everyone. Happy 2026, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting and Committee of the Whole meeting. The City Council meeting is called to order, and I kindly ask our distinguished clerk to please take the roll call.
Bowering.
Here.
Furnish.
Here.
Kilper.
Here.
Kasserag.
Here.
Maliki.
Here.
Marks.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Palmquist.
Here.
Paschke.
Here.
Reinecke.
Here.
We begin our council meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance, and it's my pleasure to invite the birthday boy, Alderperson Furnish, to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy birthday, Larry. We'd now like to present you with some gifts. But nobody contributed, so we don't have anything. We're honored you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see, we're going to jump to 4, public hearings, nothing. Amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments this evening? Item 5 is the omnibus agenda. All items marked with an asterisk are considered to be routine by this council, and all those items can be considered and voted upon with one motion. Is there such a motion?
Second.
Paschke makes the motion. Palmquist makes the second. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg. Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Aye.
Mayor. Aye. Palmquist.
Aye.
The omnibus agenda has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 no votes, and 0 council members absent. We jump to item 8, municipal bills for payment. We kindly ask our clerk to please read the bills in their aggregate for our consideration.
Municipal bills for payment total $2,544,440.33.
Mayor, I move that we approve and pay the bills as read. The individual amounts for which can be found in tonight's City Council packet and on the city's website.
Bowering makes the motion to pay the bills as presented, which are available on our city's website and in each council member's packet. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mayor. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering.
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
Kilberg.
Aye.
Kasserag.
Aye.
Maliki.
Aye.
Marks.
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
Paschke.
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye.
With 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent, the bills have been approved for payment. We jump to item 10, presentation of ordinances, resolutions, and other items. 10A is to consider ordinance 2026-01, amending Title 11, zoning ordinance of the Geneva City Code, Section 11-2-2, definition of words and terms, and Section 11-3-15, solar energy systems. Is there a motion to put this on the floor? Paschke makes the motion. Maliki makes the second. And I'll turn the floor over to our city administrator.
Good evening. The item before the City Council this evening is a proposed amendment to the city's zoning ordinance to address non-residential solar facilities. The ordinance currently does not address non-residential facilities. This would establish and codify terms, regulations, and processes. We did receive some questions related to this item, and those questions were included that were posted to the website this afternoon. And then we also have Director DeGroot here if there are additional questions.
Questions from the dais for the city administrator or Director of Community Development, DeGroot. Alderperson Mayor.
So I know that there was a strikeout and a change in the comments that came back to us. Are we voting on the changed language? Is that?
Director DeGroot, do you want to come up and address that?
Good evening. I think it would be probably most appropriate to make a motion to amend as presented in the questions, if that's the wish of the council.
Does the motioner concur?
Yes, I
Does
motion that we.
The seconder, well, the motioner is Paschke, the seconder is Maliki. Any objection to that friendly recommendation? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Questions for Mr. DeGroot or Ms. Voigt? City Clerk, please take the roll call on item 10A as amended.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Malicky?
Aye.
Marks?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye. Ordinance 2026-01 as amended has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. Item 10B is to consider resolution number 2026-01, declaring surplus public works items.
So moved.
Motion by Bowering,
Second.
seconded by Paschke. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. This is an annual item to dispose of any city property that is either obsolete, end of life, or broken. Vehicles that are surplus and not part of a trade-in deal are put on a website and auctioned off. Any items, vehicles, or equipment that have monetary value are placed on the auction site, and anything with no value is disposed of. And we do have Director Babica here if there are additional questions related to this item.
Questions for the director? Seeing none, anticipating none. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Malicky?
Aye.
Marks?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye. Resolution 2026-01 has been approved with 10 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 0 council members absent. Item 10C, recommend resolution number 2026-02, supporting City of Geneva commitment to fund Phase 2 design for the South Street and South 7th Street roadway improvement project contingent upon the Kane County Council of Mayors active program reclassification.
Second.
Motion by Mayor, seconded by Bowering. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. The resolution before the City Council this evening is in support of the City of Geneva receiving funding for the South Street and South 7th Street Phase 2 engineering. A resolution in support of the city's application is a requirement for the process. The project is contingent upon a successful application. There were a number of questions related to this item that were also included in the council questions posted to the city website, and then we do have Director Babica here as well if there are additional questions.
Any additional questions for the director? City Clerk, please take the roll.
Mayor?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke?
Aye.
Reinecke?
Aye.
Bowering?
Aye.
Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Malicky?
Aye.
Marks?
Aye. With a vote of 10 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 council members absent, Resolution 2026-02 has been approved by this council. We find ourselves at item 11, public comment. This is an opportunity for those who are with us this evening to share their thoughts and opinions with the council. There is no debate, there is no discussion, there are no deliberations. This is your chance to speak, and it's the council's chance to listen. Whoever wishes to go first, you can fight for it.
Might as well lead off the new year.
There you go.
First of all, just want to hope that, wish everybody that hope that they all had a good Christmas and New Year's. And let's hope that 2026 is relatively uneventful. Also, the chamber looks forward to giving a presentation to the council this upcoming year at your invitation. We do have one event that is coming up. It is the Restaurant Week. We refer to this as Dine on the Nines. It's over a 9-day period. It starts on Saturday, January 17th, and runs through Sunday, January 25th. All of the menu items on this are priced with a $9, $19.99, $29.99, etc. And every restaurant is able to select what items they're doing, what their special is, as long as they abide by the $9 tagline. No coupons are required. You don't need to say anything in advance in order to participate in this. You don't need to know the secret handshake. It's open to all guests coming into the restaurants that are participating. This year, we have 29 participating restaurants, both members of the chamber and non-members, and we've got a large variety. New this year, or next, expanded this year, last year was the first year we did this, but expanded this year, we have 15 restaurants that are participating in some sort of fundraising efforts to benefit the Northern Illinois Food Bank. Each of the 15 have and create their own program for doing so, such as at Stockholm's. We are donating $1 for every one of our handcrafted beers that is sold during the 9-day period. We look forward to you coming out. We look forward to the community enjoying this. This has been a multiple-year project that the Chamber has brought forth, and it keeps expanding year after year after year. So thank you.
Thank you. Whoever wishes to go next.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Alan Lehigh. I live at 211 Garfield Street here in Geneva, which is in Ward 1, where the Alexander Brothers Blacksmith Shop happens to be located. I'm, too, inviting you to an event later this week on Thursday. If you would imagine for a moment what it would be like to be back in 1845, that's the year that we became incorporated as a city, and you walk past 4 East State Street, you would have been able to visit the Alexander Brothers Blacksmith Shop. And that's not possible because we don't have time travel yet, but we do have what we hope would be the next best thing, and that is a model that we want to introduce to the public on Thursday of what the shop looked like back then. Now, there were no photographs, so you can't prove things, but there's a lot of research that's been done. And based on that research and what's there now, what's the remnants that are there, we have a group of citizens here in the community that are very concerned about maintaining it and not demolishing the blacksmith shop. And they have gotten together over the past number of months and put together this model based on a lot of research. So it's a pretty good representation of what we believed it looked like at the time. So it's a model that has the exterior, the interior, and the mill race next to it with the paddle wheel, which would provide the power to run the equipment in the shop. So I think you'd find it very interesting. We have it in the back of the room here, but the public introduction will be on Thursday. It'll be at 7 to 9 p.m. at the Comfort Inn Hotel, one of their meeting room at the Comfort Inn, which is just east of what used to be the Country House restaurant. This group of citizens has members in it who are some local historians who worked on it. They have people who have expertise in settlement-era blacksmithing. We brought in a consultant also on that, and people who are involved in architectural model building. So it was a very vigorous and a lot of hours spent on developing it. This is important, obviously, because the decision you'll have to make next week at your meeting about permit for demolition of the blacksmith shop. I want to close with saying that not only do we want to present on Thursday night the model and answer any questions that people would have about how it was built, but also at that meeting present a vision, because in the process of all this work, we came up with some concepts that we thought of how, if it's preserved, what could be done with it, and how it would again be an asset for the city, one that would have value, not only historical value and have educational value, but also commercial and economic development value and recreational value and tourism value. So you may have an interest in finding what that's all about. I won't go into details about that tonight. I do have a pass out, if I'm allowed to do it, which does in 2 pages explain the vision so that you have a sneak preview of what we'll be presenting that evening. Craig Elliott, who's sitting next to me over there, he's the master who actually built the model based on all the work that we did into the research. So he's come along to be my buddy here today. So again, it's 7 o'clock Thursday evening at the Comfort Inn and Suites Hotel on Fabian Parkway, which is just east of the Country House, the hotel, Country House restaurant that's been closed recently. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello, I am Patrice Berthaud, speaking tonight as a spokesperson for Geneva Voices, a group of concerned citizens dedicated to fostering open dialogue and accountability for our community. Happy New Year to you all. It's an exciting time, a fresh start full of promise, possibility. As we turn the page to 2026, many of us take a moment to reflect on what's gone well for us and how we can do even better in the year ahead. For our city leadership, it's a perfect opportunity to strengthen the foundation of service that you provide by making transparency and communication a priority. Imagine the trust and enthusiasm that would build if citizens felt truly informed, heard, and partnered with every step of the way. I saw an email came to me the other day that was from Batavia Ward 5, where the alderman puts out a State of the Ward newsletter once a month. Lets you know clearly what issues are facing the city well in advance, and what's going on, just the state of what's happening, and it makes, I thought it was a wonderful way to keep people engaged and informed. But my primary focus this evening is on the upcoming $59.4 million bond that's being put out on the March 17th ballot, with early voting just a mere weeks away. So I fully recognize that over time the conditions at our current police station facility have deteriorated to an unacceptable level. Flooding, ceiling collapses, rodent infestations, and that this bond referendum is your plan to address those issues. However, there is significant confusion over what's in that referendum and what it's supposed to cover. The official information indicates it's primarily for constructing a new police facility on city-owned property along South Street, along with some public safety improvements. $59.4 million seems high for that scope alone, and if broader needs are included, those details have not been communicated effectively. The city website provides a chart that shows that our police station cost is significantly higher than comparative police stations, and people want to know why. It shows that the area it's located on is South Street, taking the place of recreational fields, and people want to know who decided, when it was decided, were public hearings held? Are there other sites available? The facilities master plan indicates that you need many tens of millions of dollars more to bring our infrastructure up to where it needs to be. So how do you plan on funding those improvements? Simply placing information on the website, the basic details, the renderings, a very helpful tax calculator, places the entire burden on the voter to seek it out rather than on the city, where it belongs as our representatives. Residents are feeling disconnected and excluded. I liken it to being made to feel like you have to sit at the kids' table at Thanksgiving while the grown-ups attend to the business. This is a major tax increase you're asking us to approve at a time when property taxes are going up, state taxes are going up. We as Illinoisans face the highest tax burden in the entire nation. There appears to have been little proactive public outreach beyond what's on the website. So this raises questions. If the referendum fails due to this lack of clear communication and education, what's Plan B? I'll just briefly note that similar opportunities for clear and inclusive process exist with the January 12th special meeting on the 4 East State Street appeal. There is intense interest on this subject. On whatever side you fall down on, one thing is clear: residents want to see a timely resolution. We care deeply about transparency there as well, and the same spirit of open communication would serve us all. I thank you for your dedicated service and for considering these thoughts. In this new year, prioritizing clearer communication and broader outreach could help address the confusion that many residents feel and foster greater understanding across our community. In essence, please let us have a seat at the grown-up table. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Thank you for letting me speak. I'm Nancy Hayhurst. I live at 827 North First Street in Geneva, and I'm in the First Ward. I'm going to piggyback off Patrice with transparency, and I'm going to talk about a subject that we haven't talked about in a while, and it's concerning the dam. I was here in December of 2023 to share a document with some of the new people may not know of called 22 Questions to Ask Yourself and Answer Before Removing the Dam. And our group has done a lot of research. So I just want to share some things with you. So regardless of what the Army Corps of Engineers, the ACOE report says, will we be provided several give and take meetings between the public and aldermen and the mayor regarding dam removal? Will anyone ever answer our concerns? Because we've presented them and no one ever answers us. We don't have any documents or anything posted. As citizens, we are entitled to know the proof as to why the dam must be removed, if it is to be removed. The ACOE has told us there will be a 30-day window for online responses. It's been over 2.5 years since we first had the ACOE meetings. We will need several council meetings to handle all of the public concerns for Geneva alone. How will all that be fit in when the council only meets 2 times a month? All surrounding cities have already addressed their citizens, but in Geneva, it's been crickets. Waiting for the ACOE report to be the first time we can converse with our council doesn't make sense. The magnitude of this decision can't be deferred to one group, the Army Corps. The research is overwhelming in favor of delaying any decision due to potential disastrous outcomes of removing the dam. I'll get to that in a minute. We've been told by our mayor, and on the website, I have a copy of that, that Geneva has no control over what happens to the dam due to the IDNR owning the dam. This is incorrect.
It is incorrect.
Pardon?
That is incorrect.
Thank you. Because I have it on the Geneva website that it was stated we have no control. Thank you. It's incorrect. It makes you wonder what is the possible benefit from not acting and allowing removal to happen. What's the benefit? We do have total control, and here's why. The IDNR offered to give us the dam for free. The ACOE on 9/28/23 stated, the implementation of this project, dam removal by the ACOE, will only be done through partnership of the state, local, that's you, and federal levels. In addition, we have had an offer from the IDNR and a private citizen to fund the revision of the dam structure to remove any safety concerns. I question why the offer wasn't even seemingly considered by that private citizen, as other private citizens have funded things like Eli Peck and Delora Norris in surrounding areas and probably other areas. So is this even be considered? Why not? Will we ever know? The control of what happens to the dam is totally in your hands. And to make that decision, you better be able to counter the research that has been shared, and other research will gladly share upon request. This research should give you great pause and grave concern before removing our dam, because whatever happens after dam removal will also reflect squarely on our mayor and this council. Let's talk about the Army Corps of Engineers. Do you know how many disasters the Army Corps has had across the country? They were called out this last study by not following NEPA rules, which is a National Environmental Protection Agency. In fact, the ACOE were confronted with how flawed and outdated much of their research and information was. They have now had to resort to further study. In addition, They went back on their promise to post answers to any of the over 1,000 questions at their meetings. In fact, all of their information formerly online has now been scrubbed. As mentioned before, I hope the ACOE information, new or old, is not solely what you will base your decision on. It unfortunately is what pro-dam removal groups are basing their positions on. Are you aware of the lack of research under 10% on the results of dam removal? There's even less on small dams like ours, and they studied them for only 4 years. Of what papers have been published, we've learned that many scientists are concerned that communities are rushing to remove dams without enough post-dam removal studies. One thing we've learned is that it is impossible to go back to a pre-dam existence due to urbanization. And we have another speaker that will address that. But we also have a journal that was highly proclaimed throughout the community of environmentalists that says you can't go back because of urbanization. We've already urbanized for all of this time since the dam was built in 1960. But that's what the pro-dam removal folks are claiming, that we can go back to those good old Indian days, and we can't. So Carpentersville is a local cautionary tale. The ACOE removed their dam, and now they have a multitude of problems. Where is the ACOE now? Carpentersville is on their own. Does the council have any idea of the cost of the results of dam removal? Carpentersville's cost is now at least $4.5 million to repair the damage left from their dam removal. Are you aware of the ecological and biological value of the pond that the dam has created? What will Geneva's cost be after the removal of the pond? Getting back to transparency, St. Charles has been addressing dam issues with their citizens for over a year. They even had a task force. Batavia has shared with their citizens regarding consideration for replacing the current dam with a rock-weir dam. They realized the removal would create mudflats both north and south, the worst location being the Batavia Depot Pond just west by the walking trail in downtown near City Hall. They know the mudflats would be a major impact, causing lots of ecology, biology, and other environmental harm, but also causing other issues like poor aesthetics. We're talking about a sight line when you drive into Geneva. Think of what if we had a Carpentersville on our hands when people drove over the dam. But all of this information about Batavia was from one of the city leaders or staff members. They're not waiting for the ACOE report before discussion with their citizens. We've been told about village meetings in Elgin discussing the dam with its citizens. There were newspaper articles talking about the council hiring experts to evaluate the effect of dam removal on their water. Has our mayor talked to other city leaders? Why do Geneva citizens have knowledge about other towns and not ours? Why must we wait for another ACOE study to be done to discuss in back and forth meetings with this council our concerns and our research? Why are we not bringing in experts in Geneva and consultants for our dam? You do have total control over what happens to our dam and its outcome. You have total control about the condition of our downtown's riverfront. We hope you will make sure you have all the facts before making that decision. We hope the citizens of Geneva will be included in that decision. We hope you are prepared for the outcomes of that decision, because the outcome will reflect on this council. And thank you for your time.
Good evening. I'll be brief. John Mazur, 513 North First Street. We moved here 48 years ago because of the Fox River. Soon the City Council and the Mayor will make a decision on what will be done with the Geneva Dam. Multiple individuals are going to talk to you about why the dam should be removed. One of the biggest reasons that they will talk about is that removing the dam will improve the water quality. That reasoning is truly flawed. I would like to briefly focus on why removing the Geneva Dam will not improve the water quality, but indeed will worsen it. The present Geneva Dam was built in 1960, so it is only 65 years old, which is quite young for this type of dam, which has a life expectancy of 150 years. Behind the dam is the pool or reservoir, which extends approximately 2 miles. This reservoir acts like an engineered retention pond in that it allows physical, chemical, and biological processes to occur, which cleans the water of contaminants. These tasks were previously performed by forests, prairies, meadows, and marshes, which have all been removed over the decades. The Fox River in Geneva is truly part of an urban watershed with hard surfaces such as streets, parking lots, and roofs, causing rapid runoff with contaminants into the storm sewer system and then into the Fox River. In a rural watershed, the wetlands are still relatively intact, and this would slow down the flow and allow cleaning of the water before it reaches the river. If the Geneva Dam were to be removed, the 65-year-old reservoir behind the dam would disappear, and all of the physical, chemical, and biological processes would cease. If only we could remove the Geneva Dam and test the water and then put the dam back in place. We can't, but fortunately that experiment has been done elsewhere. In August 2018 in central Virginia, a reservoir in an urban watershed like Geneva's was temporarily removed, and the water was tested before and after the reservoir removal. Results were also compared to a nearby rural watershed. The test results clearly showed that the reservoirs behind the dams in urban watershed serve as critical water quality improvements. Let me emphasize and restate these results. Removing the dam will make the water quality worse. This study was published in the Journal of Environmental Management, volume 297, November 21. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. I just wanted to briefly introduce myself. Forrest Hauk, address at 10 North Livingston Street, Madison, Wisconsin, 53714. Me and my company, One Energy Renewables, is the applicant behind item 10A that was voted on tonight. I just wanted to invite you all and everyone here tonight. We're having a community meeting on February 9th at the Geneva Public Library from 5 to 7 p.m. where we're just having an open house to answer any questions about the proposed community solar project we're hoping to explore within the city limits on a vacant 13-acre industrial property down on Fabian Parkway, which would be permitted potentially as a special use permit under the new ordinance language that was adopted tonight. So please everyone come on out 5 to 7 on Tuesday or Monday, February 9th at the Geneva Library. Thank you so much.
And just to clarify, Mr. Houck, oh, no, correction. You got it right.
Great.
Forgive me.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Do you guys accept handouts?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great.
Welcome.
Okay, start on both sides. It's like you're back in second grade. Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. My name is Amanda Driscoll. I live at 105 Dartmouth Court, Geneva, in Pepper Valley. This is in reference to 501 Lark Street, a daycare. It was in the Zoning and Planning Committee meeting at the end of last year. So you're passing around what I'm going to say, and then from the side, you're seeing a summary of accident reports. So I'll start from the top. Opening remarks. I'm a local resident of Pepper Valley neighborhood and business owner and operator at the Pepper Valley Plaza at Caneville and Randall Road. The Planning and Zoning Commission, I was at that meeting. I attempted to share my concerns as a resident and business owner currently renting space kitty corner to the proposed location for the daycare facility at 501 Lark Street. I have some concerns. The use of this property for a daycare facility is extremely forced. They have 3 requests in their agenda, and one is about the proper zoning for a childcare facility. It's in a business district. The second is requesting smaller setbacks on 3 sides of the property. And the third is decreasing, allowing 45 parking spaces instead of 50 parking spaces for the facility. So it's not zoned properly for the childcare facility. It's not enough space for the facility, and it's requesting for 3 out of the 4 sides to be approved. And it's not enough parking for the employees and parents combined. So when parking doesn't exist, people tend to make their own spots. That's what comes to my mind. What happens when the EMS are called? What happens if there's a block in the traffic flow in a smaller parking lot than necessary for a high traffic area like a daycare center? And what is the increased probability of low speed incidents within that parking area? I tried getting a Freedom of Information Act for that intersection in time for the Zoning and Planning Committee. It didn't happen, but I received information from Geneva Police Department, and I have that. I provided that for you. So I'm going to read the summary. Intersection of South Randall Road and Kesslinger Road in Geneva, Illinois. This summary is based on an official accident search report covering the period from March 3rd, 2020 through November 19th, 2025 for the intersection of South Randall Road and Kesslinger. During this approximately 5.75-year period, the intersection experienced a total of 49 reported traffic accidents, equating to an average of approximately 5.5 crashes per year. Of these incidents, approximately 28 were classified as injury accidents, while approximately 21 involved property damage only. This means that nearly 60% of all crashes at this location resulted in reported injuries, a rate that is significantly higher than what is typically observed at comparable suburban signalized intersections, generally around 20 to 30%. By comparison, traffic engineering benchmarks generally indicate that a typical signalized suburban intersection experiences 1 to 3 crashes per year, with less than 1 injury crash annually. Intersections are commonly identified as high crash or high priority locations when they exceed 5 total crashes per year or 3 injury crashes per year. Based on the documented data, the Randall Road and Kesslinger Road intersection exceeds both of these commonly accepted thresholds. It is reported that in 2011, the intersection had over 40 accidents in 1 year. Additionally, the crash data shows consistent occurrences across multiple years, rather than being concentrated in a single anomalous period. Accidents are recorded during a variety of times of day, including peak traffic hours, indicating that the issue is likely related to traffic volume, intersection design, signal operations, or turning conflicts, rather than isolated driver behavior. In summary, the sustained crash frequency, elevated injury rate, and multi-year pattern of incidents strongly suggests that the southwest corner of this intersection is unsafe and unfit to be used as a site for a daycare facility. Back to my notes. So who from the city of Geneva is willing to take the responsibility of approving these requests when an injury or death of a child or employee is something were to happen at this location? I have an anecdotal story. One of my clients grew up in Pepper Valley, and her dad was close friends with somebody on the police department. The light at Williamsburg and Randall Road used to be a stop sign and a T-bone. There was nothing past west of Randall Road, and apparently it was a high crash site. It had a lot of injuries and deaths, And it was a common conversation within their household, her growing up in that neighborhood, and I'm sure bopping around on her bike and without her parents, that was a very dangerous spot to be in that neighborhood. And the question was, when are we going to get a stoplight? And the answer was generally, when enough people die. So if something were to go in that is a child-based facility and accidents were to occur, and God forbid something were to happen in this location where children should not be, it doesn't matter if the setbacks are retained or not. This is a business district. It's not where children should be. How long would it take? How many injuries would it take before this business is told that it can no longer be here? So my personal experience and observation. It is an intersection with individualized characteristics. There are frequent traffic stops for emergency vehicles entering and exiting the hospital, and it disrupts otherwise normal traffic patterns at any time of the day. It's not very good for working parents dropping off and picking up their children. This intersection has low visibility that we're aware of due to the warning lights above the railroad bridge. And that tight turn on eastbound from Randall and Caneville Road definitely caught me off guard when I first moved to the city, and just noticing how it's that angle, it's kind of strange. It's definitely not just a 90-90 intersection. So I'm an appointment-based business with frequent visitations from my clients, and I often get notices from them that there are detours and stop traffic, and they're somewhere stuck on the other side of Randall or Caneville Road and being detoured, and they're going to be a certain amount of time late, 5 minutes generally. So it's not bad, but if you were to be a parent on a tight time schedule, how would that affect your pickup drop-off times? A daycare significantly increasing daily traffic at the intersection potentially could increase backup times in reference to this high-crest location. What would happen if they were unable to drop off or pick up their children? And what about the employees' time waiting for parents to pick up their children after hours because there was some kind of unplanned issue in the intersection? So as a small business owner, this is an ideal location in Geneva. It's an opportunity for small business to have a prime piece of real estate in Geneva. And city actions and programming reflect an inclusive support approach that benefits local enterprises. Let's focus on bringing this into the outskirts of our community, expanding from the success of our downtown historic area. My personal belief is to maintain and support our neighborhoods and small business community. I refer to private practices and independent practitioners. I shop locally, and I support small business initiatives. This business that's moving, that's attempting to buy this piece of property and build on it, is a UK-based business. They're represented by a company in Michigan, and they're very excited to expand into America. So my question is, why do they need to expand out of the UK? What's going on that there's such a push where their representative was very excited that we were going to be the first location for their 6 locations to expand into America? So my final thought on that is support American business. That's the thing. Keep the money within, if nothing else, the nation. But wouldn't it be nice to offer this piece of this piece of property to a small business owner or somebody of the Tri-City areas more ideally? So lastly, I'm unsure of the need for any additional daycare facilities. I listed a handful of them that are in our immediate surrounding area for the audience. Ivy Academy of Early Learning, Creative Montessori, Learning Tree, Bethlehem School Preschool Center, Kids and Company Learning Experience, Kensington School, St. Charles KinderCare, Kitty Academy, Primrose School, Goddard School, hand in hand. Children's safety always comes first. Approval of overriding current zoning requirements for a high crash intersection for a child facility is opposite of what we should be focusing on, which is the children's safety. I wholeheartedly believe this daycare facility should not be approved. Thank you.
Thank you. The podium is open. Anyone else? If not, we'll head to new business by our council members from the dais. The floor is open. Sensing nothing, I will enter. Yes, sir.
Apologize for not forewarning anybody, but I don't think it's, I just was wondering if we should do a weekly update on our upcoming bond referendum. And I apologize again for putting you on the spot, but just wondering what our updates are and when our community can start expecting to be engaged on the issue.
Certainly. So that's a great point, and that we can certainly add a section for a referendum update. I expect to, hopefully by tomorrow, have handouts that we'll be providing to the council for you to take to your community meetings, handout, et cetera. We're also in the process of scheduling speaking engagements with local community groups. So if we have any community groups that are interested in having a presentation, we welcome that. And we will also be releasing a schedule and sign-up sheet for tours of the PD. And those will kick off next week. So if you haven't toured the police facility and spoken to some of our officers, I would encourage everyone to do so. Reading about it online and seeing it in person are vastly different experiences, and I think it's a great opportunity to ask the officers firsthand and just see for yourselves how the building functions. And that's where we are as of today, but I'd be happy to
Great.
provide an update regularly.
I think it'd be a good idea, just
Yeah.
even if it's quick and short like that, no problem, just that we're working on it and
And not to interrupt you, but we
No.
have been updating the website quite frequently, and a lot of the questions, we're updating it with information based on the questions we receive. So I would also encourage the council members to encourage your community members to check that out, because again, as we receive questions, we're responding to it with information. So as you continue to receive questions, please continue to send those to us so we can build it out. And we'll continue to share that information with the council as well.
great. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Anyone else from the dais? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the city council meeting. There's a motion. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Unanimous. We will take just one moment to transition to the committee of the whole meeting.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Committee of the Whole meeting. Tonight's January 5th, and I am Alderperson Amy Mayer, representing the 4th Ward, along with my counterpart Martha Paschke. Tonight, we are going to approve the Committee of the Whole minutes from December 1st, 2025. Do I have a motion? Okay, voice vote.
You the second.
I thought I heard a second.
Okay.
Oh, second. Bowering with the second.
There was an absence of a
All
second. We got it.
Okay, we got it. Voice vote is sufficient. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. First item of business, item 3A. Consider draft resolution authorizing awarding the contract to Electrical Testing Solutions for the 2025-26 Peyton Street Substation Preventative Maintenance in the amount of $29,900. Do I have a motion? Bowering and Paschke. Administrator Voigt.
Thank you, Chairperson. The resolution before the council this evening is a request to award a contract to Electrical Testing Solutions for the 2025-26 Peyton Street Substation Preventative Maintenance. This item was bid out, and Superintendent Holton included a memo further detailing that process, and he is also here if there are additional questions.
Are there any additional questions from the council? Alderperson Reinecke.
I just wanted to know what our experience was with this particular company and other organizations that have used them.
Sorry, I didn't catch the whole question.
Oh, just, I wanted to know if we have any experience with this particular company and recommendations, other communities that have used them, what your sense of this is.
ETS has done work for the city before.
Okay.
They were awarded the contracts several years ago for one of the other substations. They also performed testing when we did a power transformer upgrade at the Western Avenue substation, and they performed very well. So,
Okay. Okay. Are there any costs that come in if they determine that there's something that is awry with the transformer?
that's always a possibility when they go to test something and something either doesn't pass the test or breaks during the testing, as the case may be. We do have capital funds available for substation upgrades to kind of cover those costs. We also plan for different parts of the maintenance cycle at the substation. For instance, we change out the LTC insulating oil at Peyton Street substation every 5 years because of how it operates. So we kind of anticipate some of those costs as well.
Okay. Very good. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have questions for Superintendent Holton? All right. Let's take a voice vote on this one. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The ayes carry it unanimously. Item number 3C, consider draft resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing.
We're gonna go to B.
3B.
Oh, I wanted to skip.
We're gonna go alphabetically.
Okay, all right. All right,
Good job.
3B.
I like it. Everyone's on their toes.
3B, consider draft resolution authorizing purchase of remote racking equipment and accessories from Wesco in an estimated amount of $95,163. Do I have a motion?
Second.
There we go. Kasserag with the second.
All right, thank you. The resolution before the council is a request to award a contract to Wesco for the purchase of remote racking equipment and accessories. There was additional information included for this item as well. And please note the item included an expired certificate of insurance. A current certificate was requested today and will be on file prior to the PO being issued. Thank you, Superintendent Holton, and he is here if there are any questions on this item.
Are there any questions from the dais? Oh, Kasserag.
You don't really even have to get up. I just want to say, when I was researching what this was, I really thought it was just going to be like racks, like literally like a bookcase or something like that, or something to put equipment on. So when I realized it was for our employee safety and all that kind of stuff, I just wanted to say thank you, and it's good to see us putting employees first. So compliments to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderperson Malecki.
All good with the paperwork, just some of the bid documents seem like they were supposed to be like notarized and they weren't, but I just want to make sure that everything's on the up and up as far as good to go.
Yes. Yes, we are. We're satisfied with the bid.
Okay.
It conforms, so.
Just thanks,
We're good.
that's just wondering.
Anyone else have questions? Alderperson Reinecke? Your microphone's on.
Oh.
Okay, sensing no other comments, voice vote is sufficient. Please say aye if you agree.
Aye.
Thank you. And anyone opposed? The ayes have it unanimously. Now we can do 3C, right? Yes. Okay. Item 3C, consider draft resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing the city administrator to approve a service partnership agreement for the water and wastewater treatment plants with, I'm going to say it wrong, HOC, in the amount of $39,728. Do I have a motion? Second. Give it to Paschke, and then a second to Reinecke.
All right. Thank you. This resolution is seeking permission to waive the competitive bidding process to purchase proprietary equipment for the water and wastewater plant. HOC requires that you use their service contract, et cetera. And we do have Superintendent Van Gescam here if there are any additional questions.
Are there any questions from the dais? Sensing none. I want to keep Bob happy on this one. All right. Sensing no further questions, let's take a voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Unanimous. That brings us to public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to make public comment? Sensing none, we can go on to the next item, which is new business from the dais. Does anyone have any new business to raise? Alderperson Kilberg.
I have a few questions. In the follow-up today that we received this afternoon in regard to questions about the agenda, the way I recall it, last August when we approved the solicitation of an agency to handle our crossing guards, I had a sense that there was some urgency and that this would be implemented for the first semester of the fall term. But as I look at it, that hasn't been executed yet. And I'm wondering, as far as the compensation for our current crossing guards, are they being paid off the old plan under the city's program, or are they being compensated based off of the new program? Because a lot of them had expectations that the new program was going to provide them with more compensation, but to my knowledge, and from my conversation with one or two of the crossing guards, this hasn't happened yet, or they haven't had communication with the new agency yet. So where are we at? And since it seemed like in August this was something that was pressing and that we needed to make a decision on it for the beginning of the school term, I thought that it would be implemented by now.
Certainly. So there was additional review. Well, first of all, there was the overlap in change in administrators. There was additional review required, and we are still in the process of working through some items in the contract. The goal was not to implement for the fall semester. That wouldn't have been feasible. We were hoping to have it in place to start the spring semester. So as I noted in the notes today, as soon as I have a good update, it'll be provided to the council. As far as the pay rate to the current employees, that I don't know the answer to, so I'm happy to get that information for you.
I mean, I think they had an expectation that it may not have taken place immediately in September or October, that by now, though, that they would be benefiting from the additional compensation. I guess my other question is, one of the issues that precipitated the outsourcing of this was the fact that our police department didn't want to cover absenteeism. And how is that being handled, I guess, at the present time?
It's not a matter of them not wanting to handle
I
the covering.
understand. They prioritize that there are more important pressing safety issues in the community.
No, I want to be very clear. It's a staffing challenge for the police department. It's not a desire or a not want to. They have manpower issues. This is a time-consuming shift, and if an officer is assigned to a crossing guard and they are called away to an emergency, it's a very unsafe situation, and we're looking to put something in more stable that we can avoid that. We have not been able to implement it yet, but we are still planning to move forward with it.
So are the police still continuing to cover absentees?
The police are still continuing to
Okay.
cover, but please remember, if there's an officer there, there isn't an officer
Somewhere
elsewhere.
else.
So,
Understood.
very
No.
challenging.
No, I don't have any issues with that, and I think that was shared with us and was pretty convincing in the direction provided to the council by the chief at that time back in August. But as I was reviewing the payables, I noticed that, and it raised the question, and I don't know what the rest of the council thought, if they thought that it would be implemented by now. But that was something that came to my attention and why I wanted to question about it.
Sure.
I guess the next question was, since Director Babick is here, where are we at with Prairie Green? And it's been at least a couple of years since we've had a review in regard to Prairie Green and the credits and the oversight of Prairie Green, and if you might have anything to share on that as it relates to updating the council on its status. I know that there's revenue that's generated by the credits that we can obtain from Prairie Green. Is that continuing, or where do we stand with it?
I think if this is something that the council would like an update on, I'm not familiar with Prairie Green in
Okay.
its entirety, so we'd be happy to work with staff and schedule an update, so that
No,
way
I-
people are able, we can put
I
it on
don't
the
know.
agenda if you'd like.
That was just something I was interested in. I don't know if the rest of the council has an interest in seeing that, but I know that we had issues at Prairie Green as far as drainage, and how long ago was that, Director? 3 or 4 years ago?
Can I ask a clarifying question? Is it appropriate or permissible, given that this is not an item on the agenda, to have a back and forth with staff about this, since that wasn't advertised to the public?
I think the city administrator said she would respond to all the
Okay.
persons
No,
Kilberg's questions.
Okay.
That
So-
answers my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, and I know that you're new and that you don't have an answer for everything. But I think it is something, though, that we periodically need an update.
Sure.
And I think it would be timely that we would receive that. And then my final and most pressing question is, where are we at on the leaf collection? And I know that they were out briefly. We couldn't do it on the 15th. We got a notification that we could do it about a week to 10 days later. There was an effort, or they were out for about a day or a day and a half. And now we're going to have really nice weather again, or at least mild weather over the next 2 or 3 days that might accommodate leaf collection. But I see that there are some areas in the 3rd Ward that have been collected, but not nearly as much as we still have at the street.
I think, as it pertains to the leaf collection, if we can, I'll work with Director Babica, and we can certainly get a report out to the
Because-
council on that as well.
Residents were confused because they watched the council meeting and they said, no, nothing's going to happen until spring. And then
Correct.
all of a sudden, we got a notice that it was going to happen again, and people scrambled, and now we're back at it again, and we got leaves at the street and in the street and on lawns that are going to kill the grass unless something happens. And I'm not saying we got to be out there if we got 6 inches of snow, but I'm saying if the conditions tolerate it. And it looks like Lakeshore had a change of heart as it relates to whether or not they would come and collect, because I talked to Kramer. Lakeshore picked up the bags, and they did a fine job of that. I'm just saying, if Kramer intends, or if there's a possibility that Kramer's might be back out again, trying to address the leaves that we have. We've got a lot of leaves on the east side.
Yeah, we'd be happy to get an email out to everyone on the status of that.
I mean, is there any indication that that could happen?
We'll have to confer, and we'll get
That's
an
fine.
email out to the
That's all I
staff.
need to know. Thank you.
Anyone else have items of business? Alderperson Malecki.
I just wanted to chime in. I actually myself wouldn't mind an update on Prairie Green sometime in the future. It'd be fine. You know what I mean? So I would agree with that. And then also, since Superintendent Holton's here, if anybody else on council, I thought it'd be maybe a good idea, just every 3 or 4 months, we get another wonderful update about news from PJM. And the data centers that are popping up. I'd be interested just to see if there's any, since you and Director Babica have such a wonderful crystal ball that could look out years in advance. But I'm just sort of interested myself, how some of these things that are coming down the pipeline with data centers and PJM could affect us in our municipality, and since we're sort of our own utility, and how we navigate that sort of stuff on a city level. It doesn't have to be here in council if nobody else is really interested, but that is something I'm sort of interested in myself, so I can always touch base on an individual basis, but I just thought I'd bring it up. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alderperson Bowering.
I just wanted to add, for the future, I'm also interested in this topic, so to the extent that we are able to get our staff to look into that, that is something I'd be interested in hearing more about. As Alderperson Malicki said, it could be in a smaller group if the entire council's not interested in that, but I wasn't able to get to the budget meetings this year. Unfortunately, scheduling didn't work, and usually that's when I can get a lot of good information about the upcoming market situation for power generation. Anyway, so just wanted to chime in on that, but obviously not for right now.
Thank you. If there are topics that the council is interested in receiving a staff presentation on, feel free to send me an email. We're certainly happy to schedule those, and some are certainly more timely than others. But feel free to send those and we can get them set up. And if, perhaps I'll start with a survey to see who's interested in what, and then we'll either schedule meetings or a presentation and we'll go from there. But we're always open to doing so. But the surprises can be challenging for staff, so.
All right, anyone else? Okay, then I would like a motion to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.